What did your parents think when you told them, I want to be a director?
Well, I heard them, and one night I heard my mother whisper to my father saying, I think he's crazy. I think there's something wrong with him. I guess she was right.
What was your first job on set?
I was the assistant cameraman to a terrific cinematographer named Baird Bryant. I was at NYU at the time. Somehow, through some friends, I got to meet this guy who was going to make his first short film, a guy named John Albert, who later on became, the terrific director, did Rocky. And so it was a film called Smile, or Smiles. So I was very excited. It was shooting in the summer. It was really important to me because it was shooting in 35 millimeter, and we had just been introduced to 16 millimeter at school. And so for me to be around an Arriflex, a 35 Arri, it was amazing. The only problem was I was terrible.
Why were you terrible?
I can't judge focus. I couldn't, and he was saying, he was teaching me how to keep the focus. I could not judge distance. I don't do that.
Did you ever crack it?
No, I learned never to do an assistant cameraman again.
Was there one lesson you took from set?
Basically, no matter what you have to do on a set, you should do it. They were shooting on the subway or something. And I remember having to help carry the generator up the steps with 2 or 3 other guys. I was 21 or 22. I wasn't very athletic, but I helped carry that generator.
Was it your first time seeing your name in the credits?
Oh, to see my name on that? Oh my God, yes. Yeah, it was a major treat. But then I wound up working, holding lights for Al and Dave Maysles, and they needed some lights, and I would have to see him. It was interesting, Al Maysles, and his brother did the sound, but I would have to see Al directing himself as to where the viewer should be focusing, and I'd have to anticipate where he was going to move that lens, and that was a learning experience.
What were some of your other early jobs?
Yeah, I was on the CBS News. I learned it was my first real job, I think, to be there at a certain time, to work certain hours, and that sort of thing, and make a good salary. 16 millimeter footage would come in, and I'd put it together somehow with the main editors and the producers of the shows. And at the end of 6 or 7 weeks, I had to leave. The head of the editing department there, an older man, said to me, we'll give you a job here if you want to stay. I said, no, I really want to go off and make feature films.
Where did that sense of purpose come from?
I don't think there was any choice. I was driven by it. To tell stories with pictures, first to learn how to get the pictures, then to learn how to edit them. Or I kind of knew how to edit them, but how to do it, And then ultimately tell these stories that I knew about over the years. But that wound up 10 years later in Mean Streets.
What would be your advice to your younger self?
To my younger self, it would have been good if I had read more. My parents were working in the garment district. They didn't read books, but I had to go find them in the library and that sort of thing. And I had to learn how to read, meaning if a book is 300 pages, I had to learn to live with that 300 pages and not get bored and put it away. And so I wish I would have read a little more when I was about 15 or 16. It developed over the years, but that's a whole world that opened up to me.